Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin made her case for supporting an impeachment inquiry at a town hall, and constituents did not seem so happy. Watch what happened.
A week ago Monday, myself and 6 other members of the freshman class in Congress, all former military or former CIA, wrote a joint op-ed and came out in support of an impeachment inquiry. And I wanted you to know from me, So I wanted you to hear from me directly on why it was I made that decision. I know that clearly there's lots of disagreement in the room, but what I owe you as your representative is to be open and transparent about how I made this decision, so I wanted to tell you about it. As you know, there have been people who have been calling for impeachment for a long time, even before I got into Congress in January. And I have not been supportive of an impeachment inquiry up until now. That includes after April, when the Mueller report came out, and when Robert Mueller came and testified. For many, many months, frankly, probably some folks in this room have been calling my office and asking me to call for an impeachment inquiry. And I did not feel like it was the right thing for the country. But I will tell you that for me, it did change, and it changed based on the information that came out in the past couple of weeks. Very specifically, the issue that got to me was this idea that the president, the most powerful man in the world, reached out to a foreign leader, and asked him to dig up dirt on an American, on a political This is
fake news. Don't
So-
buy into it. He's
Okay.
your president.
Wait, we can't hear Elissa.
So this is something the president himself acknowledged. This is something that the president's lawyer acknowledged. He's not disputing that fact. What he is disputing, and I acknowledge it completely, is whether there was a quid pro quo, a trade for our military assistance in exchange for information and dirt. And that is to be determined.
There wasn't.
Okay, that is to be determined. But I'm telling you, from my perspective, that idea that we would reach out to a foreigner, which again, the president acknowledged, and we would ask for dirt in an American political election was too much for me.
No, he's looking into corruption. Corruption.
So I made the decision because for me, I can't allow that idea, as someone who served in the CIA, who has a husband who served 30 years in the military, a stepdaughter in the military now, that idea that we would go out to a foreigner and ask for information, for help in an election in the United States. The next step is a Democratic president.
Foreign leaders exchange that all the time.
North Korea.
Foreign leaders help each other all the time.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
They helped Biden.
And for me, it was extremely.
Our representative.
Okay, guys.
She's our representative, and we want answers.
Okay, I'm going to continue talking, and I am.
We don't want lies.
At the end. I'm going to take questions at the end, so if we can all just give me a second, I'm happy to take your questions.
Wow, you heard an impassioned mixed bag there. One of the constituents, in fact, went as far as to call the inquiry a coup to undermine the president. The Congresswoman reiterated the inquiry is appropriate at this time and emphasized that she would not race to conclusions until she has all the facts.